Sup nerds, I'm Tom.
I'm Wes.
We're talking about Weretigers seeking funding on Kickstarter. Like a werewolf, but a tiger.
So Weretigers is a cooperative dice rolling game where on your turn you are rolling dice to use those dice to trigger actions to hopefully protect your, I guess it's your base. It's a tower defense game.
Yeah, it's a tower defense-like game.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have two dice that you'll roll, and then you can spend those.
Well, you start with two dice.
You start with
and
two
you can
dice,
unlock
yes.
more dice on your turn.
Yeah, so you can spend your die to perform actions that are on your tableau. Which includes getting more villagers to increase your tableau to have more actions. You can use them to assign damage to monsters that are close to you. You can use them to upgrade to get more dice. But because you start off only rolling two, these are all very dicey decisions, right?
Yeah.
So like
I see what you did there.
Comedy. You're going to be drawing a card at the end of every turn that is going to add or advance the tokens that are on there, right? So they're all moving towards you. It's impending doom coming your way. On your XP track here, if you're able to fill this up with numbers 1 through 6, then yes, you'll unlock your extra die and you'll be rolling 3 every turn, and you can do that a second time to now be rolling 4. But again, you're going to have to commit at least 1 die every 6 turns or 2 die every 3 turns to do that. So, you really have to balance what's the best thing to do there because, again, they're going to keep coming whether you like it or not.
And that is an interesting thing with this game where you can lock your dice into actions you can't commit yet. Like some of your villagers' actions are your total of the die there have to be 8 or more or 6 or more, whatever combination they need. If they need 2 doubles or whatever, you can lock 1 die in now and then hope to fulfill the rest of that card's requirement on a later turn. However, if you have dice locked in all over the place and you run out of dice in your dice pool, you'll need to pull some of them off of other places to then roll them. So it may be a wasted die, or you may be locking it in to say, well, I hope I really get this later.
You can build up walls and set trap tokens out there, or you can just straight up assign dice. But also, I keep saying monsters, they are question tokens. They're mystery tokens, I think they're called. So you put them face down, and you do need to reveal them first in order to be able to attack them. And they also need to be within range. But, there are multiple steps to that, so you can't just, happen to roll 2 6s and be like, oh, sweet, I'm just going to, boom, double kill this 10 that's all the way over here. You have to still spend an action to reveal it.
Yep.
And then you have to wait for it to get pushed up closer to you to be able to actually attack it. Sup nerds, Tom cutting in here. One thing I did want to mention about these mystery tokens, while yes, most of the time they are going to be weretigers, sometimes they could actually just be thieves. Or sometimes they could be, look at that, little baby weretigers. Or sometimes it can just be the wind. Also, later in the video, you're going to hear me say that sometimes, much like the wind token here, you can draw from the moon deck and nothing happens. It's not really true. The card I was referring to was this, where all you do is discard all the villager cards in the market, which, yes, can be bad sometimes, depending on what villager cards are in the market. Also, this is like a timer for the game, of course. But there can also be times where you'll draw this and you'll be relieved, and you'll be like, oh, that's fine. We can totally do that. No problem at all. Just wanted to show. You'll see the part later in the video when I say that.
So the challenge is that you see all these monsters coming towards your tower, and you have to wait until they're close enough to defeat them. And I guess thematically it's because you're not actually leaving your tower to go out and fight. You're waiting until they're close enough that you can reach them and attack them. And so you have to wait till they get close enough, even though you see them all coming in, and then if you can defeat them, they leave the board and you have to fight the rest of them as they come. So if the monsters do get inside your base, they will either start just eliminating cards from the deck of villagers you can buy, which is one way you can lose, or if they're still face down, they'll actually remove the villagers you can buy, which is another lose condition. So there are several ways where the monsters get into your base that can cause you to lose the game, or you win the game by running through the deck of the watch cards. And that can trigger the end game conditions as well.
Which is an important time to note that this is a prototype. So some of the things you're going to see may be different. And actually one thing that is noted in our prototype rules is that there's a card at the bottom called the Dawn, the New Dawn, Glorious Dawn. There could be, I don't know for sure, but maybe there's some other endgame condition cards that could be at the bottom of this deck. I don't know. We'll see. So I think I'd overall call this a relatively light, medium weight. I would say family. It's like a family weight game, maybe family plus.
It's cooperative, so if you're playing with younger players or more inexperienced players, not that you should ever like alpha game the table, but you can also help out and say, hey, here's your options. Thinking about, I have a lot of kids, so I think about if I'm playing with them, I could totally say, here are your options. You can assign your dice here or here. Now you choose. So it's definitely, I mean, that's the nice thing about cooperative games, right? Is that you can help each other out and kind of guide them towards their options.
And also, you can adjust the difficulty for this game. There's like a first wave and a second wave in the deck, right? The base way to play is to have first wave on top of the second wave, but you can shuffle them together to make it even worse. And also, there are sometimes you'll draw a card from the moon deck and nothing happens. Sometimes you reveal a mystery token and it turns out it was nothing. That isn't super common, but hey, you can get a little something. Why did I do this? This has nothing to do with it.
But if you guys are a fan of cooperative games or tower defense games or dice games, this is one you should definitely check out. Weretigers, it's going to be on Kickstarter, and there's going to be a link down in the description to check out the Kickstarter page.
And while you're down there, don't forget to check out our link for Game Toppers. They're the sponsor for Neverboard Gaming. It's what we're filming on right here. They've been our sponsor for at least 5 years, or maybe more, depending on if you're watching this several years after the Kickstarter. Why are you doing that? Why? What's that all about?
Why?
Either way, guys, there's definitely going to be a link to subscribe to our channel, so you'll never be bored.
Boom. All 1 through 6 on here, then you will sort of upgrade. Oh my gosh.